After 70 years of living in Canada and somehow surviving this crazy world with armed robbery, over-medication, and psychiatry that was probably compound PTSD, I did research. I'm not stupid. My cousin's an astrophysics professor that had to leave Canada because of Diefenbaker. Anyways, I want to talk to you about a lot of things I've observed with this bias is the new psychology I think I'm going to write a book on. The biases are like prejudices, aren't they? But like a fear of the stove might burn you, but you have common sense that really knowledge says that the stove was hot, so you don't put your hand on it. That's not fear, and it's not bias. It's just you don't put your hand on it because science backs it up, right? So do you see the integration of just biases? So I'm reading books from Blinkist on the psychology of leadership with less bias. Could that work in our culture? Could it work in our political system to bring a democracy in? To marriage counseling? To everything? Where are the biases? And where is the scientific facts? Example, we know the COVID was real, right? But oh no, there's all sorts of conspiracy theories because we don't trust pharmaceuticals anymore. So how did they get across that maybe Pfizer was a good company? You know, when you do something wrong, there's absolutely no forgiveness of a fear-based system. Science has to get through. But how do we trust science? You know, the world is cut up and it's at war, and you just look around and you have war arguments. And we got science, but we got a better integration of non-biased opinions to be open-minded. For example, I was telling a friend, he says, what do you believe in? Because he's a Christian. The creationism and the Big Bang Theory? Both. How? Simple. One's a metaphor and one is science. I like that. So he's got what I call an open mindset of an old Christian man. So it's not really attacking him. So it's taking out the biases. See how that works? See how it works? You know, if we got a scientific